Hello friends, and welcome to Gardening with Creekside, and happy 4th of July. Cannot believe we are here, but you know what? Time marches on, and man, the year is half over. It is crazy to believe. Today, yes, it is July, and what we're going to do a little hydrangea rescue, my friends. Early spring, late winter, I planted 5 of the Let's Dance Can Do here underneath the crepe myrtles, and they are struggling. So we are going to come and do a little rescue to make sure that they survive the rest of the winter and that they get some good, strong roots growing. And so that way they will have a long life to live here at the yard underneath all of these crepe myrtles. So we're going to do that. That's the main goal of today. However, before we do that, Jackson has gone to gather up all of his equipment. We are going to limb up these crepe myrtles. We have 3 of the Hydrangeas crepe myrtles in front of our house, and every so often you need to come in and kind of limb them up. So that is what we are going to do today. So for example, these lower limbs right here that are kind of hanging down, we're going to go ahead and take care of those and get them removed. That way that sunlight can come up underneath these crepe myrtles, because what I have in here, these are actually, they prefer more sun than they are getting. And these are the golden pennymacs. I've had the golden pennymacs. I've had 5 of them in here for several years. They've just started blooming. I think last year, maybe it was my first year that I really got blooms. And that was because, again, planted underneath the crepe myrtles. This is not on irrigation, so it is a struggle for these hydrangeas to get established. However, once they're established, they're gorgeous like this. So maybe you're familiar with pennymacs. Well, this is the golden pennymac. So that's supposed to be that nice bright chartreuse color. It is a macrophylla, pH dependent. Look at that. So of course you've got some older ones, but look at that beautiful bloom right there. Absolutely stunning. So these 2, I've got 3 that do bloom, but this one and that one are not blooming, and I really think that is because of not getting quite enough sun. So limbing these trees up will help them get some more sun, which will be good. Then we also, y'all, I battle this, you know this, because planting underneath crepe myrtles, dear heavens, I struggle, because it seems now that these crepe myrtles are very well established, anytime you puncture the soil, they're going to send up a shoot. They're going to send up a runner. And so I have got some crepe myrtles popping up all over the place. So for example, this is a crepe myrtle. This is a crepe myrtle growing right out of the pennymac. We have got a couple of them further up here. So I'm going to use my brush and stump killer. So we're going to cut it. We're going to paint the stems, and they're going to be out of here. That way they won't come back. So I'll show you exactly how to do that. And then we're also going to do a little bit, add some of the Ultra Outdoor Planting Mix to top dress my evergreen trees right here, because these are relatively new as well. They were planted this spring, and so again, no irrigation. So I need to make sure that they retain as much moisture as possible in here. So let's first talk about the can-dos. So there are 5 Let's Dance can-dos in here, which are fantastic hydrangeas. They are wonderful, nice reblooming, pH dependent, but they are just struggling. And that's okay. You know what? I figured they would the first year, so that's why we're gonna come in here and help them. So what we're going to do is, I'm waiting on Jackson. He's gonna come down, we're gonna limb, but give you a little heads up beforehand. I'm going to go ahead and cut off all of these blooms, because as much as I hate to cut off the blooms right now, you can tell that they're crispy, right? They are struggling. And I would rather have more happy energy going into the roots than trying to produce flowers this first year. So we're gonna go ahead and just cut them off, but I'm not gonna do a lot of pruning. I'm just literally gonna snip them off. So we're gonna snip them off. I've got the Ultra Outdoor Planting Mix. So each of the 5 can-dos is going to get an entire bag of the Ultra Outdoor Planting Mix. We're going to top dress around it. There's a breeze, thank you, Jesus. And so we're going to top dress around it. That is going to give them food, nutrition, amend the soil, help retain moisture. And we're gonna go one step further with the moisture, and we are going to put, they look terrible right now because I just dumped them all right here. These are the drip bags, the irrigation bags. So each one will hold 15 gallons worth of water. And so we fill them up from the top, and then there are these little emitters right here underneath. So it'll take about, I don't know, 4 to 6 hours for it to drip around the root ball of the hydrangeas. I have a hose right here, actually the well. So we got a hose right there. And so this way, a couple of times a week, I can come in, fill up those water bags, and they get a good, deep watering. And that's gonna go on top of that ultra outdoor planting mix. That's what's gonna save them probably to go through July and August, because obviously those are the hottest months. And so get them through there. So Jackson is here, and what we're going to do is he has the machinery, and so I'm going to point to limbs. He's going to trim them off, and then we're going to throw them in the back of, he's got his trailer here with his machine, and we're just going to get these things limbed up. All right, my friends, so Jackson and I, we got the crepe myrtles limbed up. It certainly makes it easier when you have the right equipment and a 15-year-old son, for sure. So what we're gonna do now is go ahead and get rid of the crepe myrtle sprouts that I do not want. I'm doing this one first because it's gonna be the easiest one to show you how to do it. Y'all, it's super simple. So what I am using is the Fertilome. This is the brush and stump killer. So it's a highly concentrated herbicide. Basically what you're going to do is we are going to cut whatever it is that you don't want. In this case, it's going to be this little crepe myrtle sucker. Then I bought a bag of I think it's like 100 of these little simple craft brushes off of Amazon. So that way, once I use it, it's like a single use. So once I do a project, then I can just take these and throw them in the trash. So I don't have to worry about it being in the John Deere or being somewhere that could possibly put that herbicide somewhere that I do not want it. So I'm going to zoom in and show you how easy it is to do. All right, my friends, all you need is a good pair of hand pruners, and wherever it is that we're going to cut, we are then going to paint. So make sure you don't lose, per se, what it is that you have cut. So if you want to cut it straight to the ground, you certainly can do that. Sometimes I like to leave a little bit of some space. That way I can see what it is that I have cut. Because if I put it straight to the ground too much, then sometimes I lose it. So paintbrush, open it up, dab it in, and then just paint. Simple as that. So whatever it is that you cut, you can do it twice for good measure if you want. And there you go. Boom. Easy as that. It's not hard, but it can be tedious. So I'm just going to get the rest of these cut out. My friends, I'm telling you what, gardening in July is no joke. I don't care if you're in North Carolina, where you are, but gardening, afternoon July gardening, is no joke, but that is all right. You know what? What else am I going to do? Sit inside and watch TV? I don't think so. Let's just get outside and do it. So I feel so much better having this done because I have literally been watching these poor hydrangeas for weeks, if not months, and being like, I need to take care of you. I need to take care of you. I need to take care of you. And finally, today is the day. I could hear them telling me, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. You're finally showing us some love. So this was kind of like one of those quick and easy. I know there's not a ton of B-roll of me doing it because once you saw me do it once, then that was it. And y'all, it is hot and it is sticky and I am like glistening like you would not believe. And so I just really did not feel like hauling the camera all around every place. So I know you understand and I appreciate you understanding. So it looks like I have little pool floats around my 5 can-dos. It's so funny. That's what they remind me of, that they have these like little pool floats, you know, and so it's super simple, y'all. I got them off of Amazon. I will try to remember. If I don't, tell me in the comments. I will try to remember to link them for you. But these are the 15 gallons and I think you can get them in different sizes. I prefer these round ones that lay flat as opposed to those like tree bags. Have you seen those? Like when they're putting in, I see them in like new construction, like housing developments or like businesses when they put in a tree and it's like green and it kind of goes up the tree. I just think that's kind of ugly. Not that this is attractive, but at least it kind of like, you know, blends in, and being a shrub, obviously the tall tree bag is not going to work here, but I like that it's brown. So from a distance, it's not highly noticeable. So it's super simple. You just like a pool float, right? Instead of blowing air into it, you're putting water into it. So the hose fits in right there. And then underneath, let me see if I can find it. Water is heavy. There we go. Can you see there's little emitters? There's 2 of them. There's one on this side, and then there's one on the other side. It takes a couple of hours to empty them, and I try to fill them up as much as I possibly can. But putting that ultra outdoor all around them, that is going to help as well because, I mean, we are underneath the crepe myrtles, and so their roots are pretty shallow, pretty superficial, but they go out a lot. And so they're just kind of taking all the water and the nutrients from the plants. And so by putting that nice thick layer of the ultra outdoor all around it, I watered them in first, and then I put the bag on, and then I filled up the bag. Really just trying to saturate that and get these babies going. By far, the worst looking one is this one up here at the top. I mean, y'all, is she just not sad? She's pitiful. And so she needs a lot of love. So hopefully she will, she'll bounce back. And as long as she's perky, then I know she's good. I'm not really anticipating as far as getting more blooms this year. I probably will, realistically, but that is not my goal. My goal is to keep these plants nice and alive for the first year because this is a challenging area. So keep them alive, get nice, strong root growth on them, and to get even some top foliage, right? So get to have it so it will fill in and be a nice, pretty foliage because can-do will bloom on new and old growth. So what's going to happen is that it's going to start setting its flower buds for next year. So those early spring, well, I'll say the earliest blooms on the hydrangea, those buds will set this summer and into fall. So that's what I'm going for. I had beautiful, sweet little flowers this year until the heat hit, and then they just went kaputs. So as far as I'm concerned, she's done great. Now we're trying to think long term on those. So there you go. So all 5 of them are in. I went ahead and as I was working on say like this can-do, I had my hose still running and I had it at the base of the golden penny max so that those got some water too, because again, no irrigation here. And yeah, got the crepe myrtle, all the little suckers are out. And so I am sure that they will pop up again because, I mean, dear heavens, that's the thing I despise about the crepe myrtles. It happens here and it happened up at the terrace garden with that pink one that we took out, because you can't, I can't. Maybe if you have a young one, I don't know, but in my experience on my property, if I were to try to plant anything else in here, as soon as I break soil, they're going to pop up. So I'm sure it'll only be a matter of time before they pop up where the can-dos are. So far, so good. They haven't popped up there, so we'll see. All right, y'all, it is the afternoon. Emily just left to go to the grocery store for me. I was like, you know, she's 20, so she's a broke college kid. And I was like, if you go to the grocery store for me, I'll buy you a tank of gas. And she was like, okay. Now, she's been working all day, but yeah, she came home and I was like, I really need to go to the grocery store, but I don't want to go to the grocery store. So it is worth that, whatever a tank of gas costs for her. She went. Mamas, daddies, parents, kids, adults with teens, you get it. If you can bribe them with a tank of gas, there you go. So chicken fajitas it is tonight for supper. Don't know why I'm telling you this, but I am. So clearly I'm hot and delirious. So gonna see you on the next video. If you found it fun, informative, whatever, just like, subscribe. We would so appreciate it. Y'all stay cool out there. It is 4th of July. Yes, when this video goes out, it'll be 4th of July. So stay safe and have lots of fun. And we will see y'all in the next video. All right. Bye, friends.